Welcome back to the Layland Museum for another Artifact Spotlight. I'm Stephanie Montero. Today we're going to look at what we believe is the oldest garment in the museum collection. It is a young girl's dress from the 1840s. To put that in perspective, the Alamo fell in 1836 and Cleburne was founded in 1867, right after the end of the Civil War. So it is a dress of very, very fine cotton. You can see that the color is very yellowed now. It would have been much whiter when it was new. And if you look up close to the pattern, you can see that there are pansies. And then there are very pale, kind of twining patterns of leaves as well. So it's a very delicate pattern, appropriate for a young girl. The dress is made with, it's a very wide one. It would have come out fairly far on the shoulders, which was the style in the day. The sleeves would have been very puffy, and of course it had a fitted waistline, and then it would have had a very, very full skirts with the full petticoats beneath it. Another thing that's notable about the way it's made is if you look at right below the waistband, you can see what are called cartridge pleats. They are tiny, tiny, multiple, tiny pleats that are made of multiple rows of sewing that pull them in very tightly and very regularly. It was the best way to take the huge voluminous skirts at the time, take all that fabric and narrow it in to a small waistband. Had to be done by hand, and in the late 19th century, those virtually disappeared because they really couldn't be done by machine as mass-produced garments became common. This dress would have been worn over a chemise, which is a slip, a soft corset, ankle-length drawers, and lots of petticoats. So many, many layers in addition to this. The skirt would have seemed much fuller, and in its day, the sleeves would have been much fuller as well. For a young girl, dresses were calf length, but by the time girls were mid-teen, they would have worn full-length dresses like their mothers, like any adult woman. And this would have been a full-length dress. So, again, it's a beautiful dress, a lot of detail. It's easy to miss when you're here at the museum, so make a point of finding it when you're here. And that's all I've got to do for today, so I hope you'll join me next week on Thursday for another Artifact Spotlight.